I don't even know who needs to hear this right now, but imagine a life where your mind worked for you instead of against you, that you can tap into and embody the feelings of your future self, and you can think, act, and feel in the habits of that future self. So in today's video, you will learn about how to reprogram your subconscious mind. And I'm gonna share with you guys a story that transformed my view about transformation. And so this goes back to 2024. I remember at the time I was doing this guy named Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. If you guys don't know who Dr. Joe Dispenza is, he cares a lot about the power of meditation, about personal transformation and change. And it's all about changing your personality so that you can change your personal reality. It's all about changing your energy. And he teaches quantum physics and neuroscience and epigenetics and all these great science words that once you learn into, it's so fascinating. But back in 2024, I was in hot pursuit of manifesting a relationship, a healthy, conscious relationship. And at the time, I got fired from my job. I was actually staying at a friend's house that I met from a Dr. Joe Dispenza event. He basically took me in and was just like, hey, I'm just gonna mentor you and all these things and whatnot. And I just remember I was just in hot pursuit of just mastering Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, the meditation work. And there was this moment in my journey where I just wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted to feel connected with someone. I was single for 5 years at the time, and I just felt ready to just be in a relationship. And so I started doing this meditation called Synchronizing Your Energy to Love. And I was doing tuning into new potential. And I was just switching off between the two and reconditioning your body to a new mind. And there were so many moments where I was doing the meditation and I got in touch with the feeling, and I got in touch with, connected with the vision of what my new relationship, conscious relationship, healthy relationship was like. And it was every single day that I just kept showing up. I kept showing up. And there were just so many limitations, so many subconscious blocks that kept coming up. And I don't remember the day, but I just remember a moment. I'm pretty sure it was the 4th month of me just doing the meditation work, where I got super conscious in one of my meditations. I got really conscious around some of the limiting beliefs that I had. Some limiting belief that I had that I was unworthy. And I remember in this meditation, I was trying and I was forcing to connect with my future. I was doing everything I can to just connect. And it was just my brain was going to a high beta state, which is, very incoherent state whenever you're trying to meditate. You're just thinking a lot and you're analytical a lot. And I remember there was a moment in the meditation where I became aware that I was forcing, that I was trying to predict. And I don't know, there's just something that snapped where I just became so aware that I had all these rules, that I needed to have a car or a new car, or that I needed to have a new job, or that I needed to have a new apartment. I had all these rules in order for me to gain love. And that me becoming so conscious and so aware of that subconscious block, I remember just laughing to myself, I can't believe that I had these rules that I needed to do this in order to get love. And this clarity, or this download that I got after becoming aware of that, the download that I got was that I am worthy of love just as I am. This clear, it was almost like a shooting star just kind of struck my being. This download just kind of just struck me. And it was just so clear, and I just understood in that moment that I was worthy of love just as I am. Just as I am. And that's when the battleship turned around for me. And it was no longer about trying to manifest a relationship. It was about me repeating to myself and imagining to myself that I am worthy of love just as I am. And I remember I would imagine, I would feel it, and I would think it repeatedly over and over and over and over again. And it no longer became about manifesting a relationship anymore. It became about me feeling worthy just as I am. Just as I am. And that's when it changed everything for me. And not even that was in 2024. A year later, not even focusing on the relationship, it was just me becoming worthy, just me finding my purpose, my mission for being. It was all about that. Like, I didn't even care about a relationship. And in 2025, the doors of relationships, the quantum door of relationships opened up to me. And I ended up meeting the love of my life. And just having that experience, just repeating. And the reason why I'm telling you guys, you're probably wondering like, oh my gosh, like, why are you telling me this stuff, Andrew? Like, why are you telling me this stuff? And I think this is so important to explain to you guys, because there is a lot of different things. And, you know, of course, I'm looking at my notes on here, you guys. But your mind, but the thing is that the number one lesson that I got from this, you guys, is that number one, your mind records everything. Your mind records everything, whether it's empowering behavior or disempowering behavior, empowering mindset or disempowering mindset. And for the longest time, I had this disempowering mindset that I had to do this, and this in order to gain love. I had to do something. I had to be something. I had to just do something in order to gain love in my life. And it's like, it's what your mind what you repeatedly practice on a moment-to-moment basis is who you become. Whether empoweringly or disempoweringly, it doesn't really matter. It's what your mind repeats on a moment-to-moment basis is where who you become, in a sense. And I just remember, like, at the time, I didn't realize that I was repeating the unconscious program that I was in lack, that I had to do this, I had to do that, I had to have this in order for me to gain love. And the partner that I have now, she doesn't even judge me for where I'm at, even if I don't have a job, even if I don't have my own place, even if I don't even have a car. Like, she loves and accepts me just as I am. And that is something that I value so deeply and so divinely. It's where a person just doesn't see me, but she sees my potential and who I can become. And she believes in that more than what she sees in the moment. And it's what your mind repeatedly practices on a moment-to-moment basis is who you become, whether consciously or unconsciously, or empoweringly or disempoweringly. And it's just me becoming aware of my disempowering narrative, disempowering story, that I had to become a this, and I didn't realize I was repeating that. It was so subconscious. And I was doing the meditation work. And as I was meditating, I became conscious of that narrative, of that unconscious state of being, that unconscious state of mind, that limiting belief. And if I didn't become conscious of that, I would probably keep running the same story. And so the new story, you know, after becoming aware of that old disempowering state, I became aware that, like, hey, that's not who I really am. That's not who I want to become. That's not who I wanted to become. And I was just so adamant at overcoming that identity, that my new identity, my new story, my new narrative was that I am worthy of love just as I am. And the feeling of that was more empowering than my past. It was more empowering than my past. And for all the people that are out there, like, it's so important to become so conscious of the narrative and the stories that you say to yourself, whether you do it through journaling, through meditation, through breath work. We have to become so conscious of our past that it does not define our future. We have to make that decision. And the second thing that I got from this is that you have to become so familiar with your future that your past does not decide your life. And once I had the breakthrough, once I became aware of the new story, the new empowering identity, that I am worthy of love just as I am, I had to get in touch with the idea, with the vision, with how it thinks, how it acts, how it felt. I had to embody that new state, that I am worthy of love just as I am, that I didn't have to perform, I didn't have to do anything, I didn't have to be anything. I just had to be just as I am and become something other than my past. And you have to repeat it on moment to moments. And for about a year, I just repeated that I'm worthy of love just as I am. I walked it, I talked it, I felt it. On a moment to moment basis, I imagined it. I imagined myself just loving myself. That's what changed everything for me. When I had my own personal breakthrough, when I became free and I became victorious of my endeavors and my efforts of overcoming the limiting beliefs I had for myself. And you have to come with a level of certain energy, like the back of the hair of your neck needs to stand up. You need to have goosebumps to be so empowered to overcome anything and to liberate yourself from any limitations that you have. That you have to stop being one way, you have to start being another way. You have to stop thinking old ways and making different, and stop making the same choices and start thinking new ways and acting in new choices, demonstrating new behaviors. You have to break the old cycle of yourself. You have to break the habit of being yourself so that you can reinvent a new self. Something about you has to die. Something new can be birthed and something new can emerge. You have to be so familiar with your future self that your past self does not decide your future. And the third thing that I learned is that evidence comes with repetition. Evidence comes with repetition because your body does not know the difference between what you're imagining in here and what you're experiencing out there. To the body, it's the same thing. Well, so if you can think, act, and feel in alignment with that new belief, with that new story, with that new narrative, with that new identity, the body does not know the difference. It's gonna feel inspired, it's gonna feel uplifted, it's gonna feel empowered. And you're changing from the inside out. You're changing from the inside out. And yes, there's gonna be moments where the old stuff comes back. There's gonna be moments where the old narrative comes back, but you have a choice in that moment. You have the conscious choice to either invest in that old identity or invest in that new identity. And you have to be so committed, so obsessed with the new identity that the old identity does not even audition for your attention. You have to be so committed to that cause. You must be so committed. And so to summarize everything, the 3 lessons that I learned is that number 1, what your mind repeats is who it becomes. It's the repetition of that. It's the repetition of that. And number 2 is that you have to become so familiar with your future self that your past identity, your past beliefs, your past self does not take the wheel of your life. And number 3 is that you have to have evidence. Like your body needs to experience the evidence before the fruition, the fruits of your efforts. And this is so important, you guys, to reconditioning and reprogramming your subconscious mind, because if you're not making any changes, if the same thing keeps happening, if you keep thinking, you fail at business or you suck at communication or you keep attracting the same relationship, it's because there's a narrative, there's a subconscious block, there's a subconscious belief that's holding you back, and you have to break out of that. You have to liberate yourself out of that. And if you want the empowering belief that you can set your mind on achieving anything and that you're going to be supported by a higher mind, that's an empowering belief. It's an empowering belief. And so whether it's meditating, whether it's journaling, whether it's breath work, you must make the effort to overcome you and the effort of you taking action. Are you taking action towards whatever you're trying to achieve? So if you're trying to, or if you're wanting to and desiring to become a public speaker or become a better communicator, and you set goals, you set short-term goals, midterm goals, long-term goals, and along the path of you setting those goals and you're coming up with the resistance will manifest as unworthiness, and you would have to overcome unworthiness, and you would have to become so conscious of the stories that manifest as unworthiness. You have to be so conscious of that, and you have to be so aware that if you're going to make that choice to go unconscious, you have to be so aware that you're going to be so attuned if you're going to make that choice. The old mindset is that. The old mindset is that you're going to go unconscious, but the new mindset will make a different choice. It will think different. It will act differently. It will feel differently. And that's how you will know that you'll make changes. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Your body's going to have a lot of different sensations. It's going to twist. You're going to feel like, in a sense, you're dying. But in a sense, your old identity is dying. Your old identity is dying. It's just dying. And you have to be so committed to that vision, to that mission, That nothing stands in the way between you and that new belief, you and that new reality, because there is that reality where you're liberated from that. There is that reality where you experience that new life, you experience that new relationship, you experience you becoming a phenomenal public speaker. There is a reality where you are a genius, that you are unlimited, that you are liberated from your past and you're experiencing the freedom and the joy of your new life. There is that reality, there is that possibility, there is that potential. And all you have to do is become it. Keep your attention and your intention on it on a moment-to-moment basis, and that should be on your mind on a consistent basis. And so you have to get into your body. You have to change and recondition your body to a new mind. And whether it's through meditation, through journaling, through other modalities or techniques that can help you change your subconscious patterns. And it's so important, you guys. It's so important. It's so important to change yourself and to liberate yourself from your past. It's so important. And so, to wrap everything up, it's what your mind repeatedly experiences on a moment-to-moment basis where your body becomes familiar with it. And you know, I just want to share this with you guys because it's so important that it's what your mind records and it's what you repeatedly practice on a moment-to-moment basis where your subconscious mind, it responds to repetition. And so if you repeat your new life over and think and act and feel and you think it and you become it, you're going to be pulled into that new life instead of being pulled to your past life. And you have to make choices every single day to stay consistent, to stay in alignment with that new future. You have to, and you have to become so familiar with it, you guys. You have to become so familiar with it. And so, I'm not gonna keep this video for too long, but this is your daily reminder that your past does not define your future. That your past does not take a hold of your life. And that it is time to put the narrative of your disempowering identity in the backseat and to eliminate it completely. You have to be so committed to your future because there's people that are waiting for you to experience the liberation that you have to offer, the fullness, the aliveness that you have to offer. This is your sign. This is your sign that your future self is waiting for you and is waiting for you to experience the liberation of your freedom and your justice. There's a whole new life waiting for you guys. And it's calling out to you on a moment-to-moment basis. And so keep showing up. There's a version of you that's healthy. There's a version of you that's in a new relationship. There's a version of you that's experiencing that new life. There's a version of you that's experiencing your abundant life. There's a version of you that's free, that's divine. And all you have to do is stay committed and keep showing up and recondition your body to that new mind on a moment-to-moment basis. You have to be so obsessed. You have to be so crazy about it. You have to push on the gas pedal. And when you know that you've already become the new version of yourself, and that's when you can finally let go. You can finally surrender. You can finally engage in the fruits of your own efforts because you are worthy of that new life, my friends. When it no longer becomes about you trying to make something happen, but it's about you changing. It's not about the thing, it's about you. It's about you changing and you feeling worthy and whole. That's way more important. That is way more important than the thing. And so this is your daily reminder to stay committed, keep showing up for you. Your future self is waiting for you. Your new life is waiting for you. And it's just on the horizon. Just keep going. Keep pursuing you. Keep pursuing you. There's a whole new life that awaits you, you guys. And so let this be the daily reminder of the day. Much love to you and your journey. I hope this message inspired you guys. Keep reprogramming yourself into that new life. It awaits you. Your new life awaits you. And that's it.